Welcome back to GSF Weekly. Let's check out Serra at St. Mary's, the third meeting between these two fine programs. Serra's never beaten the Rams. As a matter of fact, they got worked in the first two games, 63-35 in 2016, 41-13 in 2017. Full moon Friday the 13th, and this game started not well for the Padres, down 7-0. Serra tried to go deep, but there's Elijah Wood ready to pick off the pass, and he did, and they're celebrating. But Serra's defense would clamp down. Finn Williams and Nusi Malani with the stop. 3 and out for the Rams, so Serra got the ball back. Deep in their own territory. Time to get to work. Dalen McLemore with the dump pass to Terrence LaVille. There goes T-Love to the house. Someone's got to rap. That's a D1 athlete. Got to rap or else pay the price. LaVille with the equalizer. 7-7. That was a 94-yard touchdown. Second quarter. Serra got the ball back again, marched it all the way up inside the 5 and took the lead with this. Wearing number 24, Jackson Lataimua punched it in. Damon Lewis automatic from the PAT. 14-0. Serra, St. Mary's with the answer. One of the best young talents in the nation, Jaden Marshall. We saw him against Pitt and thought, this kid's gonna be a baller. And he is a baller. Finally brought down by Lataimua after a 65-yard gain. Rams in business and leave it up to Tyree Washington to even it up at 14. Washington is a junior. A lot of speed in the St. Mary's backfield. But it won't take long for the Padres to get upfield and cross the goal line. Watch the O-line just clear the path for Vince Pony. That's his third touchdown of the year, 21-14 Padres. After another 3 and out, Serra starts to pull away. QB Dalen McLemore is the best quarterback in the CCS, according to his offensive lineman. McLemore, he's got wheels. Got the moves as well, and just like that, it's 28-14 Padres. That was a 61-yard TD for McLemore. And it's all up to the defense to stop the Rams. Jerry Gateote and Marcellus Eisen with the stop. That's a no-gainer. So the Rams figured, let's change things up a bit and have Michael Chavez take charge of the offense. And it worked. Chavez is a dual-threat athlete. Kid can play any position. Check out this Marshall ankle breaker. Oh, nice. And the Rams would march it all the way upfield. Chavez cuts the lead back to a TD. 28-21, St. Mary's down at the half. Third quarter, Serra quick to score. They got a big return from LaVille to start the second half. That one is about a 40-yard run back to midfield. And Nate Sanchez punched it in for the score, extending the lead, 35-21. Serra up by 2 touchdowns. Ensuing drive for St. Mary's. This one should have been a flag. You guys saw that? But Terrence LaVille took care of business. That's his second pick of the year. Almost a pick 6. Come on now. All good. Lataimua powered his way, extending the lead to 3 touchdowns. 42-21 Serra Padres. Still in the third. One more for Sanchez. One more for Serra. 49-21 Padres. They're just not letting up. Fourth quarter, Serra's offense is for real, y'all. They racked up over 500 offensive yards against that Rams defense. One more touchdown for the road, just to put the exclamation point. McLemore completed 15 out of 20 for 254 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and a rushing TD for the Padres field general. Final score, 56-28.
The whole time we were just remaining humble. Like we said, we're just taking it week by week, day by day, just each practice that we've been going through. And then, so after Pitt, MA, and then St. Mary's, it's really big for us. We just want to really get after it and prove something that, all the doubters.
We're going to deal with this with great humility, all right? But you guys got us here at 3-0. You guys are playing your butts off. You're playing hard for one another. You're playing a new brand of Padre football. There's been a lot of Padre football around here for a lot of years, but this is kind of a new brand. I like it. All right, we're gonna keep this dream alive all year long by our effort, right, and our love for one another. Just keep it rolling. There's some fantastic plays all night tonight. We played a fantastic team. That guy number 2 is a real deal. But you guys finally swarmed the ball. This is a beautiful win. We've never won here before. We never beat Pitt. There's a lot of nevers that we did this preseason. But the banner is not being sewn right now. Although I made the call. They don't make 3-0 banners.
With this win, Serra is 3-0 for the first time since 2012. They finally ended 2 losing streaks, one against Pittsburgh and now this one against St. Mary's. Nate Sanchez, one of Serra's two-way starters, is leading the team with 9 total touchdowns so far this year. He's with our very own Madyson Montoya at Workout Strength Gym in San Jose.
The Serra Padres are off to a 3-0 start this year. They just finished a very tough preseason schedule, defeating Pittsburgh in their home opener 58-21, Menlo Atherton 39-12, and of course St. Mary's 56-28 this past Friday. And joining me here at Warcat Strength is senior standout Nate Sanchez. Congratulations on such a great start, and thank you for coming out here.
Thank you.
So your first 3 games, your team seemed pretty prepared. Walk me through what it was like getting to that state.
Really what it came down to was just really over the summer. We really worked harder than the past 2 summers I've personally been in, and we really pushed each other as a team, and I pushed myself individually, and pushed everybody else around me. And that last year just kept the chip on our shoulder how we ended. We didn't do what we wanted to do at all. As a junior class, we felt like we had to change the culture of what we did, and I feel like so far we've done that.
And tell me about your coaching staff. What's it like working with them throughout your high school career?
It's just funny. It's a funny coaching staff, but at the same time, we know when business is business, and we have Coach Bell on the offensive side, and he's always personally pushing me to do something I can do better. The O-line coach, Coach Wilbur, he's a loving guy, but he's as well. He's really trying to push everybody on the team a lot. We have Coach Eagle on the defensive line, who's always. I see him on the corner with the defensive lineman, always practicing some moves, and then I see the defensive lineman, they come messing around and they're pushing each other, practicing their moves, so they, it keeps it in their head. We have Coach Tees, our special team coach, and he's, I would say, a special character on the team. He's always loving. He's probably the most loving coach. He loves all of us and what we do. We also have Coach Walsh, obviously our head coach, and I think we should get to him a little bit later.
Oh, and you said the special teams has great energy. Tell me a little bit about special teams, especially Damon Lewis.
Damon Lewis, man, he's been on the team since freshman year, and obviously for a reason, man. Him kicking the ball into the end zone most of the time, man, I feel like the person who has being a return, that kills the vibe. You don't get no return. You get to start at the ball right at the 20, 25. And he's also one of the captains and leader of this team, and he really pushes everybody.
So let's talk about Terrence LaVille for a little bit. You guys play both sides of the ball. What's that like for you two?
It's good. We both know we have each other's back. So he's at corner, I'm at safety on the defensive side. And, sometimes I don't have to call the coverage to him because he knows, depending where I'm standing at, that he knows what we're in, and I got his back, and he got mine. And same with even Jackson Latamua. He helps a lot on the other side of the field. But when it comes back to Terrence and I, we've been close. We played K2 together, did track together. So we're practically with each other 6 times a week. And, sometimes we fight, but at the end of the day, we know we got each other's back, and we really push in on the offensive side. We know that when it comes to us being both at the same time, that can get really dangerous right there.
And you guys beat Pittsburgh for the first time ever this season. What was that like? What steps did you need to take to get to there?
I felt like it was just summer. We pushed over summer. We did what we called pit crawls, and that really, we all hated it. And I think we took that and we deposited into the bank, what we called it, deposit into the bank to leave that for the 3rd and 4th quarter, and we shut them out in the second half. And I feel like that's what really what we brought into is that deposit, and it feels amazing, not only because I knew a lot of people on that team, but because of all the hard work I knew we all as a team put in throughout the whole summer.
Mm-hmm. And you guys played Menlo Atherton at Levi Stadium, right? Yeah. What was so special about that game for you?
Well, before the game even started, just playing at Levi's, I think it's a childhood dream for anybody to play at an NFL stadium. And as a team, even for both sides of the ball, we both got to do it. And we got to play at Levi's on a Friday night. it was just special. You know, we're in the locker room, you know, the NFL locker room, and we come out stadium. You see all the seats everywhere, the crowd loud. You know, I've never been in a game personally with the crowd being so loud, and you know, we couldn't even hear our own stretch calls, and it was just special playing at that field. You know, the lights, the big jumbotron, everything.
And you guys played St. Mary's this past Friday, and they're your toughest opponent yet. So what was that like, beating them, you know?
Well, coming into the game, you know, we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy at all. And I think the halftime score showed it. You know, it was 28-21, and I had people actually after the game telling me we were making them nervous with the score because they're used to the first 2 games where it was not that close. And but at the end of the day, we knew what we had to come into a halftime. We came back in, and we had to mentally adjust certain things, and that's what we did. And the second half showed that we shut them out in the third quarter.
All right, and let's talk a little bit about your quarterback. What is he to you?
Dalen McLaurin, man. He's a close friend. I'm a quiet guy. He's been quiet. Honestly, the 4 years, if I'm honest, I've been trying to get that guy to talk as much as I can. And I think this year he knew he was going to be a captain and a lead on his team. And he's finally broken out. We all as a team love that. We love that he can break out and talk to everybody. And he fit right into the spot. You know, he's been at this school, and he knew he was going to play quarterback, so he knew he was going to get a shot. And right when Luke graduated, he stepped into it. It was without a hiccup. He stepped right into the shot.
Yeah, and you guys have some Division I caliber linemen. What's that like for you?
As a safety, it's nothing you can ask for. It's everything you can ask for. You know, we don't have quarterbacks with the infamous time, just waiting to throw the ball. You know, they're getting pressure, and with that pressure, you know, it creates havoc for the QB, and his reads get worse, and like he can't do that much. So as a safety, I love being able to, you know, it's easier because in the routes I see the routes that are happening, and then with the routes happening, it's easier to read it, and if the quarterback is scrambling, so I love it. You know, we got Nusi, we have Jerry, Marcellus, and that's what we can ask for.
And you were a sophomore on varsity, correct?
Yep.
And you guys won state. So what was that like? How has the pressure of being a sophomore on varsity developed into stepping up as a leader now as a senior?
It's developed, I feel like, great. I looked up to a lot of seniors my sophomore year, even in my junior year, and I feel like I took everything from everybody and put it into this year. As a sophomore, I was really honestly scared and nervous to play. You know, my first game was actually versus St. Mary's. So playing St. Mary's my sophomore year was tough personally. I didn't play the best at all. But then throughout the whole year, we just stepped up. All the seniors picked me up, and I followed their role. And following their role, you know, we led to a state title, man. The state title was amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better. And as a junior, I looked up to one of my actually closest friend, Luke. He's also, I consider him like my blood brother, and I took his leadership as junior, and I led as much as I can. And then personally, as a senior, I stepped in, and I knew I was going to be a big role, and I stepped in to be one of the biggest leaders I can with 6 other teammates that are considered captains.
So what do you think about the younger guys on the team? How are they impacting the game?
They're impacting it good. We have actually our starting outside linebacker right now is Stewart, and he's been playing amazing. And we have Malachi Heft, we have Hassan, and we have all these kids. And I've taken them to the side sometimes, knowing how it is to be a sophomore. I told them, hey, relax, you know, don't worry about what happens if you mess up, just live to the next play. And personally, I just told them, you know, I got your back, and if you do something wrong, I'll take the blame, don't worry about it. And I just told them, I got you guys.
Wonderful. And then, what does it mean? You talked about being a part of this brotherhood. What's that like for you? It's your last year part of it.
Brotherhood is it's real. You meet friends, and I've gotten closer with everybody for the past 4 years at this school, and it's a brotherhood not just on the field and like during the lifting, but it's off the field, off campus. You know, we're always with each other, talking to each other, messing around, and the brotherhood it's live. We all love each other, and we all got each other's backs.
And Tom Brady is Serra alum.
Yep.
So have you ever met him before?
I haven't met him, but it was actually crazy about on the MA bus, when on the way to go play at Levi's, Coach Walsh comes into the bus, and he's actually on FaceTime with Tom Brady, showing us Tom Brady's with his kids and wife, saying, man, go out there and go beat him. And it was just crazy. It's like, wow, like, it was actually Tom Brady on the phone. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So more about you. What got you into playing football?
Just my family, my dad. I've been playing since I was about 6 years old, and honestly, I've seen actually the work my dad and my grandpa put into their lives, and I feel like it's time for me to do work. And I feel like football is my way out and my way to contribute back to my family and help them what they have to do.
And you're a senior, so what are you looking to accomplish in your final high school season?
Just play game by game and play by play, and just as far as I can. And personally, obviously, everybody wants to go to the state, but at the same time, I'm going to push my teams to do the best we can. Obviously, I want to go all the way to state.
And do you have any plans for the future, playing college ball or anything like that?
Yeah, I do want to play college ball. Actually, I have one offer right now from College of Idaho, so hopefully it's rolling more, but we'll see.
And how is that recruiting process for you?
Personally, man, I'm not too worried about it. I know at the end of the day, I'm just going to play football and just do what I do and do me.
And you play football, go to school, and you're also on the track team.
Yeah.
So what's it like balancing all of those things?
It's not too bad. You know, all the coaches, they all know my schedule, so they know they can adjust to what I have to do and everything. So like the track coaches this past year, they adjusted to me playing 7-on-7, and but we still went to state in track, and going to state actually my sophomore and junior year, it's a life experience out there, because you see the best of the best in California. You honestly, when you're just walking around, you see college coaches just walking around like from everywhere, and it's crazy to see all that. You see records being broke, and actually being on the track too is it's amazing.
And how has 7-7 helped you in your game? You mentioned that you played.
It's actually helped me a lot. I personally did it so I can get my mental reads faster on the defense and offensive side. Reading defense on offensive side to fix my route, and then also on the defensive side, getting some other stuff faster, my reads faster, and just getting my cuts down.
And just to backtrack a little bit, we're going to talk again about your head coach, Patrick Walsh. What's he like? He went to De La Salle, played at SJSU.
Coach Walsh, man, he's loving. He loves everybody on this team, and he's always trying to push everybody to maybe their extreme hardest. Past what they see in themselves, and he sees everybody's ability to do everything, and he's always trying to help everybody on the team. He's off the field, he's like a father figure to some of us. He's always there for us and talking to us and everything.
And have you seen any of his highlight films?
Yes, I have. He's always talking about number 20 and everything, and talking about how he is. And it's just funny because, sometimes I remember one time he came up to me, he was like, I burned 952 calories today. And I told him, damn, coach, you're still off. You didn't get to 1,000? And he just laughs at me. He's like, man, I'm getting old. I was like, come on, coach. But yeah.
And then with the recruiting process, where would be your ideal college to go to?
I have two dream schools, and that's Miami and UCLA. I've been to both, I've watched both, and honestly, I actually recently went to Miami with my 7-on-7 team. The weather, just the vibe out there, I loved it, and obviously UCLA has just always been a dream school since I was little. And
what do you want to be when you grow up? What's the point of going to college?
I want to get a degree, either in engineering or business, or even both. I just want to provide for my own family and everything when I get older.
Okay, and what can we expect for the rest of the season for you and Serra?
Personally, I feel like I'm just gonna do what I've been doing, and play my heart out, and just be a captain and leader, as a team, and as a team sport. So everybody has to push each other, and having games like these past few games where I actually got to get in everybody in this game, I feel like it's more of a team win than just only the ones playing. So I push to strive to have the ones do the best they can, so we can get everybody on the team in.
And before I let you go, is there anyone else you want to shout out?
Just all my loved ones, all my family, my uncle, everybody's been there for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Nate. And we would just like to offer you this Ike's gift card. So go ahead and get yourself a delicious sandwich. And thank you so much for coming out here.
Thank you.